Hey guys, welcome to our channel codersarcade. This is Vishijit, and in this video we are going to talk about how to implement a C program to determine whether a given number is prime or not. So before we begin, I would like to request you people to like, share and subscribe to our channel codersarcade, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you won't miss any future updates. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the action. So let us first try to understand how the program works. The name of the execute, it has been compiled and built. The name of the executable is prime. So let's try to execute that. So what is a prime number? Let us try to recall the definition of prime number before we see how the program works from our high school. A prime number is nothing but a number which is divisible by itself and 1. Okay. There are many examples: 2, 3, 5, 11, 17, 19. So there are many examples like that. Okay, and let's try to test the program by giving proper inputs. Let us try with simple inputs first. What about 3? 3 is a prime number, right? So the output should be 3 is a prime number. So here we go. Okay, let's try one more example. 5. Okay, of course 5 is a prime number. Okay, and again let us try some larger numbers. Let us try a number which is not prime and which is less than 10. Okay, 8. Okay, 8 has many factors, right? It has 2, 4. Yeah, it has 2 factors. So it is divisible by itself, it is divisible by 4, it is divisible by 2, and it's divisible by 1 as well. So it is not a prime number. So that should be outputted. 8 is not a prime number. Okay. Of course, we can try larger numbers. For odd numbers, let us say 19. So 19 is a prime number. Okay, because 19 cannot be divided by anything else other than itself and 1. So let's see the source code and how it works. We can understand it line by line. Of course, here on line number 2, we are importing or including the header file stdio.h. That is the only required file. Yeah, and this is where the main execution begins. And you can see that if you carefully see that there are 2 functions. One is the main function where the execution takes place. Another one is the isPrime function, okay, which we'll be calling within the main function. Okay, so on line number 6, we're declaring a variable called n, which is an integer. Okay, and that is the number which is going to store the value of the number. Okay, printf, enter the value of n, the input number, and that will be stored in again n. Okay, now we are doing a if else construct. Okay, we're doing a if else construct, and within if we're calling isPrime, and we're passing the value of n to this particular function, which is isPrime, and it's taking in now. Okay, it's taking an integer, so we have to pass an integer. Okay, and it returns an integer. Okay, so how isPrime works? Okay, in order to understand if else, we'll have to understand how isPrime works, how this function isPrime works. Okay, so it has we have declared a loop counter I. Okay, so for I is equal to 2, I less than or equal to num by 2, that is the number which we are trying to determine whether it is prime or not. Okay, so I less than num by 2, I plus plus. So on every iteration, I begins with 2 and the loop continues until I is less than or equal to 2. That is, for example, let's say the number is 6. Then I will begin with 2 and next iteration I will be 3. So again I is 3, so 3 less than or equal to 3, right? Yeah, 6 by 2 is 3. So it will continue one more loop. Yeah, if required it will continue one more loop. So let us try to understand with a simple example. Yeah, so let's say the input number is 6 here. Okay, and I begins with 2. Now 2 is less than 3, right? Because num is 2, so 6 by 2 is 3. So 2 is less than or equal to 3. That statement is true. The for loop will go through. And if num mod I is equal to 0, that is, if 6 mod 2 is equal to 0, return 0. Okay, so at this stage, the program, the is prime returns 0, and we exit out of this function. Okay, and what is the value of is prime n? If n is 6, is prime will be 0. That is, if 0 is as good as saying in C program, it is as good as saying false. The value of false is 0 and value of true is 1. So 0 and 1 are often used as boolean values in C. Okay, so if this is false, then else execute this. D is not a prime number, which is exactly the output we want, because 6 is not a prime number. What happens if we substitute a prime number here? Yeah, so let's check that what happens. Okay, int I, for I is equal to 2, again I less than or equal to num by 2. Okay, 5 by 2 is, what is 5 by 2? 5 is a integer and 2, right, is an integer. So integer divided by an integer, C compiler will give the result of an integer. So in this case, I is gonna remain 2. Okay, because 5 by 2 is 2. 2 to the 4. Yeah, so 5 by 2 is 2. Okay, so now if num mod I is equal to 0, is 5 mod 2 0? No. So again it will go through the next loop, because we began with 2 and now it is 3, right? Because one loop has been executed, the value of I is 3. Okay, so it comes here again it checks if 5 mod 3 is 0. Okay, so 5 mod 3 is also not 0, because 5 by 3 is 3 ones are 2 will be left as remainder. Okay, this is the modulo operator, is the remainder operator. So just try to recall that. Okay, so 5 mod 3 is not equal to 0. So again it comes here. Now the next iteration, okay, I is 4. Okay, because one iteration has happened, I is 4. So 4 is not less than or equal to num by 2. Okay, it's greater actually. So that's why this loop does not get executed and the function returns 1. So in this case, if is prime is 1, if 1, in this entire call will get the value as 1 when it is number is 5. So when this is true, that is when is prime n returns 1, this if block gets executed. Hence, we'll get the output 5 is a prime number. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, post them in the comment section below. I'll try to clear those doubts. And once again, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel Coders Arcade, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any future updates. Thanks. This is Vishnu from Coders Arcade signing off. See you in the next video.